Welcome back, campers, to our second demonstration during our summer camp experience. This demonstration is going to show you how to do these squares in the round page. And this was made popular by a CM consultant, Alice Funk. Some of you may have seen her videos. She did this layout and it went running around all over the consultant boards. Everybody wanted to know how to do it, so she generously released directions and made them available for us to share to our customers. So if you haven't already, you'll find the printed directions with pictures in the file section of this Facebook group. So they're there for you. You can download them onto your device, you can run them off, and you'll have these to follow. It's a very simple layout, believe it or not. It looks very complicated, but it's very clever, and it really uses some of our papers to their best advantage. So this is an example of one that I did earlier this year. It's using a piece of our Simply Beautiful paper as its background. This was a released pack. It was like an updated pack that was an exclusive paper that you could get with a gift with purchase earlier this year. And I used a Creative Memories Japan sheet of paper from a couple of years ago because I thought that it really mirrored the balloons that we had brought to celebrate our good friend's daughter's birthday earlier in this year in April. I just feel like it's a cheerful and happy layout, but you can certainly use different colors and different patterns of paper and create whatever mood that you feel your picture deserved. So what you're going to need for this is you're going to need one sheet of paper for your background. Now I used the Simply Beautiful paper for my background. You can choose to work directly in your album, on your album page, if you want a more neutral background, if that's good for you. But I'm going to be working today on this piece of yellow cardstock, 12 by 12. You're going to need a sheet of cardstock that's going to be used as the coordinating color for the matte effect that you're going to have around your squares and around your photo. So you want that particular piece of cardstock to coordinate with the sheet of double-sided designer paper that you're going to choose to use today. This is a sheet of paper from our electric summer pack. I think it's just so cheerful and fun and reminds us of some sunny days that we've been having quite a few of in the last few weeks. So once you've chosen your papers, and of course you're going to need for tools your 12-inch trimmer so you can make your cuts with the 12-inch papers. I am using my repositional tape runner. Truth be told, I have done this video not once, not twice, but this is my third time. And it's allowed me to start over again very easily. Also, with something like this where you have a lot of somewhat fussy placements, you need to sort of go around your circle, and you might want to readjust a little bit as you've put more squares down. It really is very forgiving and lets you play around with the papers that you're laying down on your page. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your solid cardstock, and I've already done this, and you're going to cut it so you have one 8 by 8 and two 8 by 4 pieces of cardstock, and then one 4 by 4 piece of cardstock. So it's very simple. You can make one cut at 8 inches, and then you're going to cut each one and another cut at 8 inches on the other side, and then you're going to cut at 4. So these are 8 by 4. This is 8 by 8. So we're going to put that aside for now. We're going to use that towards the end. And we're going to take our, either you're doing this directly on the page, or you're using a coordinating 12 by 12 cardstock piece. So these are the two squares that are going to make your pointed star shape. And I actually like to put the cut ones down first because it kind of hides a good part of the seam that goes down the middle. And I think, again, this is a really awesome way to use that one piece of cardstock. You're really not getting any waste at all. And then once I have them in position, and I'm putting this layout, these papers on my cutting mat, and I find that it is really wonderful when you're doing this kind of piecing and arranging to have your sort of rulers on every side. So I know that I can put this at 6, 6, 6, and 6, the points of my square, and it should come out nice and even. So I'm using my repositional tape runner after I have my paper in place. Looks like that could get a little bit closer. You can see I have these little residual pieces from previous editions of this video. So that's my first square. And then I'm going to take my solid 8x8 and I'm going to line that up. I think it ends up being like 10 and 2, 10 and 2. And so you're probably seeing this a little bit better than I am because you're looking at this from above. And we're going to put that down so that is forming the other points of our star. The designer paper you're going to cut into 8 3.5 by 3.5 inch squares. And you are going to have leftovers of this paper, so you can use them perhaps to punch some embellishments or make a little journaling box that you could write in, whatever you'd like to do. So you will have a little bit of leftover with the designer paper. So once you have your 8 squares, and you can see these are all ready to go because I'm going to alternate putting them down on the corners of the star, alternating between the patterns of the paper. So I think this will probably still stick because it has residual tape runner, repositional tape runner on it still. I'm going to put that down so that you're trying to have a nice matte effect using the solid cardstock with your printed papers. And then the second one, I'm going to flip over and alternate so that I have this slightly different effect. And you're just going to go around the points of your star, trying to stay as consistent as possible with the width of your border, your mat. Kind of line up that edge. You can kind of see if you're staying even. This one already looks like it's a little off, but I'm going to wait until the end before, because there's a little trick at the end to get this to look like a continuous circle. And I keep alternating as we go around. 2 more. And here's the little trick one. So this one is going to go under the first one. Looks like that one could use just a little bit more. And how about that too? And there you have it. You have a continuous alternating pattern. You even have a little star in the center. And then you can take your 4x4 remaining piece of your cardstock and you can put that in the middle. And that can be the mat for your for your photo. And so I have a little piece of, it looks like my cat hair. Nico must have been down here. So there you have it. You can add a little journaling here. Like I said, you could use some of the residual designer paper to punch out some fun shapes, whatever you feel. But I think that the alternating pattern really is all you need. You don't need a whole lot more on this page because it really makes a very, very colorful and fun, and would show off whatever photo that you would like to showcase in such a nice way. So that is the Squares in the Round page. If you choose to do that during summer camp, you can get credit for a ticket if you post it using the hashtag. I think it's hashtag Squares in the Round. Just double check on the your agenda to make sure that I'm saying that correctly. I'd love to see what you post and your rendition of what this layout ends up being for you. And even if you don't have a photo, it's fun to just do this and have it tucked away so that when that special photo comes up, you'd have a beautiful layout to use for that photo. Anyway, I hope you are having fun today. I hope you are getting lots of work done, having fun with our challenges. We have one more demo a little bit later on, so I will sign off for now and continue to have some fun scrapbooking today, campers. Take good care.